Welcome makers, I'm so excited to share this tutorial with you. A few years ago I posted my very first Fakaha'apai tutorial, and honestly I was just figuring it out as I went. Since then I've made over 75 Fakaha'apai for different costumes, and today I'm bringing the full tutorial step by step, along with all the tips I've learned to make them faster, easier, and higher quality. You're probably here because you need a Fakaha'apai for a dance number. In this tutorial I'll be showing you how to make the style you see pictured here. But as we go through the supply list, I'll also share some alternatives. Perfect if you need a simpler, budget-friendly version or if you're making in bulk. In every one of my tutorials, I get asked really specific questions about supplies and quantities. Honestly, that's been hard to answer because I don't usually measure as I go, and it really depends on the waist size and height of whoever is wearing the Fakaha'apai. But if you're serious about making this, I've done the math for you so you can calculate exactly what you'll need. Let's go through it step by step. First, we need blanket binding. This is my favorite because it's already folded in half, so all I have to do is measure the waist size and that becomes the waistband. An alternative is to fold fabric or felt in half to create your own waistband. You can usually find blanket binding on sale at craft stores for around $2 for 4 yards. Next, we need something to tie the Fakaha'apai on with. I'm using braided lei twine I already had. Whatever you use, measure the waist size plus an extra 12 inches on each side. That extra length makes it easy to tie. This is the part most people ask me about. How much ribbon do you need? Here's the formula. The waist size divided by your ribbon width equals the number of strips. Then multiply that number by the length from waist to knee. Finally, convert it into yards. For example, let's say the waist is 40 inches and my ribbon width is 1.3 inches. 40 divided by 1.3 equals about 31 strips. If the waist to knee length is 22 inches, multiply 31 strips by 22 and you'll get 682. Divide by 36 to convert to yards, that's about 19 yards of ribbon. When you're making something that ties around the waist, you'll want to have a gap of 1 to 2 inches in the back so it can be tied tightly and securely. A Fakaha'apai is usually worn over a ta'avala. If this is the case, you can use the waist size as your measurement. If you will not be wearing it with a ta'avala, I would recommend subtracting 1 to 2 inches from the waist measurement. Along the waistband, I added ribbon rosettes. Mine are about 1.5 inches wide. For every 4 inches of waistband, I need 3 rosettes. So with a 40-inch waist, 40 divided by 4 is going to be 10 sections, and 10 times 3 equals 30 rosettes per row. For a child size, I usually do 2 rows, which would be 60 rosettes. For an adult, I would recommend 3 rows or 90 of the rosettes. Each rosette needs about 16 inches of ribbon, so you can multiply that out to figure out how much ribbon you'll need. In this tutorial, I'll show you exactly how to make them. Some of mine on this waistband are handmade, and then some of the red ones were pre-made rosettes I had on hand. I'll link those for you, but they're pricier than making your own. The last supply is curling ribbon for the gako layer. I don't usually measure this because curling ribbon is so inexpensive and most people already have some at home. For this project, I used one 66-foot bundle, so for a 40-inch waistband, you'll want closer to 2 bundles, about 130 feet. You can also substitute lei twine if you prefer. And that's the full supply breakdown, math included. Now I'm going to start cutting my ribbon strips to the desired length. Each strip gets doubled and folded in half, and that's how I'll glue it on. While I'm cutting, let's talk about some alternatives, especially if you're working with a tight budget or making these in bulk for a group performance. The quickest and most cost-effective option is to skip the waistband with the rosettes and the gako layer. Instead, you can simply braid twine, fold your ribbon over it, and hot glue the tops together. Another option is to knot the ribbon directly onto the twine. Both of these save you a lot of time and materials while still giving you a nice finished look. I'm using acetate ribbon, which I usually buy in 100-yard rolls from Amazon. I like it because it's sturdy and easy to work with, plus I always have some on hand. A more common option is poly ribbon. I haven't been able to find it locally, but you may be able to, and you can also order it online. To attach the ribbon, I glue each strip onto one side of my blanket binding. Once all the strips are secure, I hot glue my twine down the center. Then I fold the top side of the ribbon over and glue it down, but I don't seal the top of the blanket binding yet because we still need to add the gakko layer. So let's talk about that. I actually learned how to make the gakko layer from a TikTok video. I'll link the original creator below so you can check it out. Today I'll show you how to create the same look with curling ribbon and lei twine. Between the two, lei twine is slightly easier to handle and its thickness is closer to foul. But I personally love the results with curling ribbon, especially when I use the shiny style, which really pops. So let's make the next layer, or the gakko. Start with a small loop on the left and a larger loop on the right. Place the larger loop over and around the left loop and then pull it tight at the base. To keep your knots close together, hold the left loop snug and right next to the previous knot. The right loop is larger, so it's easier to control and adjust as you go. You want your knots as close together as possible. Here's the same process using lei twine. You can either make long continuous strands of knots or shorter pieces like this. Once they're ready, I hot glue the strands onto the waistband in a looping shape. After that, I fold down the top flap of the blanket binding and glue it closed to secure everything in place. I've actually had a lot of requests for a tutorial for the ribbon rosettes, and I don't think I've ever gotten around to it until now. These are made very similarly to tea leaf roses in a fresh kahoa. Traditionally, there's a different style of rosette you'll often see in a Tongan Fakaha'apai or Fijian salu salu. I'll show that style in a future video, but today I'm sticking with this version because I'm much faster at it. For each rosette, I measure my ribbon to 16 inches. I'm using the same ribbon as my strips. For the glue, I like E6000 because it dries clear, and I recommend the mini tubes since they're easier to handle because the glue flows quickly. It does take longer to set than hot glue, so I also use small clips, I'll link those, to hold the ribbon while it dries. Here's the process. Add a dab of glue about 3 inches from the right end of your ribbon. Fold it down. Add another dab of glue and roll in the short edge to form the center of your rose. A little tip, beginners often roll the edge downward. Instead, keep it straight and follow the top edge, rolling it in. Add a dab of glue to the center, then fold the ribbon back and flip it up toward the top. Keep folding back and flipping it up while bringing the ribbon into the center. Add small dabs of glue underneath the rose as you go. Continue until your rose is the size you want. Trim any excess ribbon, glue the loose edge down, and clip it in place until dry. Once all your rosettes are ready, trim the tail and glue them directly onto your waistband in your pattern of choice. For this Fakaha'apai, I use alternating triangles of 3 rosettes each. In a traditional Fakaha'apai, you would leave the tails attached and weave them to make the waistband. And now for the final step. Fold all of your ribbons upward and secure them with a rubber band, paper clip, or binder clip. I like to use these clear hair elastics. This is the best way to store your Fakaha'apai until you're ready to use it. Here are my beautiful twins, all ready for their performance. Thanks for watching.